All right, Elf. Give it to him. 2 attack dice on... Or should we go for the Medusa? Medusa has 3 defense and 2 body. No, let's do the Orc. Orc has 2 defense and 1 body, so let's take the Orc out first. If at all possible. Oh my gosh. Okay, well at least he's in the mix. At least he's in the mix. Jeez Louise. Dwarf. Dwarf's turn. Still in the pit. He's got courage. Should we try to take out this, Should we try to take out this elemental? Man, he has nothing that'll help him offensively. He's got a Ring of Tempest, though. What does Tempest do again? This spell creates a small whirlwind that envelops one monster of your choice. That monster will then miss its next turn. I think this is a good time to cast Tempest, maybe even instead of attacking? And then can Elderast position himself? He sure can. Elderast can just unload a spell on somebody in there. So whose turn do we want to skip? I think we want the... Ironically, I think we want to use Tempest on the Elemental so that he has to skip his turn. How am I going to remember that? Stick that in there. And I'll remember that he's lost his turn when the time comes. Unless, you know what? This is the dwarf, right? So then the wizard can move next, and the wizard can almost certainly take out the elemental if he uses Seeking Bolt. Yeah, Seeking Bolt. I mean, like, he's a perfect candidate for Seeking Bolt because he's got 1 body, really hard to hit. So no, I'm not going to have, because he's not going to survive. The wizard's Elderast is going to take him out. I think I want the Medusa to lose her turn, so I will put this here so I don't forget that the dwarf has deactivated the Medusa. That'll do for now. Or do we want to just attack? No. Let's take out the elemental, and then we have room to at least get out of the freaking pit. My gosh. Okay. So that's what the dwarf did. His turn is over. Wizard's turn. Yeah, this orc is still going to be able to hack at him, but that's fine. Elderast can take it. He's a tough old stinker. He is going to... Yeah, he's going to cast Seeking Bolt. And then on anything but a black shield, he's going to lose a body point from doing that. Yeah, so he does lose 1 body point. That takes him down to 3, but scratch 1 elemental. So glad that guy's gone. Doesn't leave any loot behind, but it's fine. It's treasure enough that he's gone. And that's the end of the wizard's turn. All right. Zargon's turn. He gets a threat. That Medusa loses its turn. The orc is going to take a swing at, I guess, the barbarian, right? Because the dwarf has 4 defense dice right now. The barbarian has 3, but rolls 1 less even than that. So yeah. He's going to attack the barbarian while he's in the hole here. Look at that, 2. That's a pretty good hit. 2 skulls. Barbarian only rolls 2 defense dice for this. Oh my gosh, good job, Barbarian. So he's pretty consistently not rolling skulls. But that's okay right now. So he blocked all of that. And now this orc is going to, of course, try and take out Elderast. 3 attack dice. 2 skulls out of that. Elderast only gets 2 defense. And he takes 2 hits. So that puts him down to 1. Yikes. And he's only got 1 health potion. So he's going to be using that up pretty soon here, I think. And that's the end of the monster's turn. That's the end of Zargon's turn. Hey, Rugged Warrior. Thanks for jumping into the chat. Balmy Leader asks, have you played Star Wars Battlefront 2015? That's the first one, right? Not Battlefront 2? I have not played either one, but like... I want to say one of them? Maybe I'm thinking of Rogue Squadron. I have access to some kind of Star Wars, EA Star Wars game because I currently have a subscription to PlayStation Plus. And I've seen both Battlefront 1 and 2 frequently on sale and thought to myself, gosh, it's only $5. I wouldn't want to play multiplayer, but even if they had a short little campaign that was good, I might enjoy that. Now, I think Battlefront 1 doesn't have any campaign. You can just fight bots if you want. So that's never really caught my interest. But Battlefront 2, when I've seen that on sale, deep discount, $5, I've been like, I might, for $5, that could be a nice little, Friday night diversion. So I've thought about it. Let me know if you'd recommend it, particularly the single-player campaign. I wouldn't have any interest in playing multiplayer. Okay, so we're cycled back around to the Barbarian's turn. He's gonna freaking get out of this pit! Jeez Louise. 1, 2, let's take out this Medusa as soon as we can. And he gets 4 attack dice. Oh, I did forget to put a token on the dwarf during his turn for Stubborn Resolve. Yeah, okay. 4. On the Medusa. There we go, Barbarian. There we go. 3 skulls. Very good. Alright, Medusa gets 3 defense dice. 2 body points. Good chance she'll survive. But she didn't. She only got 1, so 2 get through. She has 2 body points. She's gone. Oh, I'm happy about that. And also happy that she left behind 25 coins that go to the Barbarian. I had thought about at one point making it so that the coins get dropped and the hero that killed the monster has to move into that space to pick it up. That was just a little bit more tedious than I wanted. So they kind of just instantly absorb that cash as in a video game. Well, some video games anyway. Okay, so that's the Barbarian's turn, and a good turn it was. Well done, Thundar. So now the Elf. Well, let's take out this Orc if we can. Elf gets just 2 attack dice. 2 skulls out of it, though. That's great. Orc gets 2 defense. He's gone. Very good. Very good. And no loot left behind. That's fine. That's the Elf's turn. Yeah, I feel like I'm staying ahead of the threat now a little bit more by making the choice that I did with that room, and by choosing to spawn. Maybe I should... You know what? Maybe I should go back to rolling... or start doing it if I had never done it before. Maybe I should start rolling to see if I can spring a trap, and that will encourage me to, as Zargon, use threat more often to spawn monsters. Yep. That's what I'm doing going forward. That's what I'm doing. Because otherwise it's forcing my heroes to approach the dungeon in a pretty specific way, and I don't want to be forced to approach it in a too specific a way. Oh my gosh, guys, time is flying. These tabletop live streams, I think they're shorter than when I do video game ones, which are usually, 4 hours when I do those. But I feel like the time goes by even faster with these. It's probably because I'm just so much more mentally engaged, both interacting with chat and just like, it's all on me to make the game happen. There's not just press forward on left stick and game things happen. It's like, no, I am making everything happen. I'm keeping everything running. And so it's just a lot more mentally engaging. Let's see. Is it the dwarf's turn? That's what I'm thinking it is, yeah. So dwarf, get out of a dumb pit. 1. Oh, let's put a token on him before I forget. Stubborn resolves goes away when there's 3 tokens on it, so it'll go away basically beginning of his next turn. It's certainly served its purpose, though. So that's 1, 2, and then, yeah, let's search for treasure in this room. I think that's a good idea. Look at that. It is indeed a good idea. Jewels. You find a small wooden box. It is simple looking and very old. Within, you discover that it is lined with velvet and contains very small jewels worth 50 gold coins, baby. Yeah. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. All right, so that's the dwarf's turn. Oh, crap. Wizard's got his whole situation going on in here. You know what? I am planning on the barbarian being generous with his healing potions. So, even though it means that this would be the death blow for the wizard, he is just going to zap this orc for being a nuisance. He's going to zap him with Seeking Bolt. And almost certainly take damage in the process. Yep, he does. So that takes care of the orc, who leaves behind a health potion! Hey! Perfect. So I don't even have to change anything on the sheet. I just got to roll to see how much he gets back for using the one he already had. And he gets 6 back. Oh, beautiful. Sometimes games just feel good. And that was a freaking feel-good moment. He's going to try to move, though. This might not feel good. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and we'll stop there. Anything but a skull, please. Nope. He's in the pit. And he loses 1. So he's down to 3. That's it for that. Zargon gets a threat. We'll refresh the heroes. And Backlog Vault says, I know in the past you've had success with weight loss. What worked best for you? Any tips? I'm actually in the process of doing that again because I really went off of my diet, as kind of happens every year, starting around Halloween. Because Halloween, we always have extra candy in the house, and it's just too tough of a temptation. And then, not long after Halloween, in early November, is when I do the 24-hour charity live stream, which became rebranded as a Game Save this last year in 2021. And I always have my favorite goodies and snacks and treats and crap food and crap drink for that whole marathon experience. And then I'm also eating the leftovers of that because I can never finish everything that I buy for that just during the marathon. So I'm finishing that crap for about half of a week or maybe a full week even after that is done. And then before you know it, I can try to get back on my diet. And I sometimes do for a few days, or I really, put in a valiant effort anyway in the weeks leading up to Thanksgiving. But then before you know it, Thanksgiving is here, and that's just the kickoff to the Christmas season. And for us, Christmas is not a day, it is a freaking festival. We buy food from the grocery store we normally don't keep in the house, and we're just eating generally crappier until sometime after the new year. And slowly over the course of, and then I mean like a week after, very shortly after Christmas, January 5th is our anniversary, our wedding anniversary every year. So we're always eating out for that, So this year, it wasn't until about a week or a week and a half ago that I really got back onto my dietary habit, which has become keto. Keto really has been working for me. I had been exercising really intentionally and still do, but there came a point in the process where I just realized I need to change my diet. And I experimented with different things over the course of a weight loss endeavor that lasted about a year, that on the podcast was the weekly Waistline segment of the Christian Geek Central podcast. So that started in, I want to say, the fall of early fall 2019 or early fall 2020. I can't remember. But if you listen to podcast episodes around that time, around 2020, like summer of 2020 would be in the middle of it, I think. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, then you can listen to that whole saga for a year of me doing that on the podcast. But yeah, keto has worked for me, and it's not going to work for everybody. If you have a real sweet tooth, it's going to be a hard one to pull off. And I do like sweet things, but I am more of a savory guy or a sweet and salty kind of guy. And there are some things, some keto recipes, some keto desserts you can buy at the grocery store. And diet soda, even though diet soda is notoriously bad for me, so I do want to not rely on diet soda long term. I'm still trying to figure out, how to have a sweet drink that I enjoy that doesn't have, those crappy cancer-related sweeteners. But yeah, keto is the thing that's worked for me, and I'm not on it like for a whole streak of like months at a time. I just can't. But a week at a time, a couple weeks at a time, and then I'll have a day where I break my rules, something like that. Today, every Tuesday, I have lunch with my wife, and usually every other, or sometimes 75% of those lunches, I'm breaking my keto diet. But now I'm experimenting, starting this season. Today will be the first time I do it now that I'm back into my normal rhythm of things, with after that lunch with Holly, doing a 24-hour fast. So I will break my rules and I will take in carbs. I'll try to minimize that by not drinking carbs. But, wherever we eat, and then I will fill up and enjoy that meal, and then I'll skip dinner and not eat again until lunch tomorrow. And I usually skip breakfast anyway. I drink a lot of water. Like I said on the stream yesterday, I drink 2 of these a day. And that works out to, it used to be 2 of these a day. This is a Snapple bottle, and 2 of these combined is about 1 gallon of water. So I'm drinking more than a gallon of water every day by getting through 2 of these. I don't know if I'll be successful getting through 2 of these every day this week because I'm streaming, and so I can't just get up and go to the bathroom whenever I want. But normally when I'm working, it's easy to get through 2 of these in a day, and that helps curb my appetite in addition to keeping me hydrated. And so but that's what's worked for me, is drinking a lot of water, which I can afford to do because I work at home and can take as many bathroom breaks as I want. And then keto. And if you decide to try keto and want some easy, like home-type recipes of like nice savory snacks and things that are low to 0 carb, shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to share what I'm using anyway. paeter@spiritblade.com. Okay, here endeth the dietary portion of the board gaming live stream. Barbarian. Did Barbarian go? Is he the one that just searched for treasure? I haven't flipped his token yet. Looks like he might be getting a free turn out of my failure to multitask. So here we go. I'm not going to have him search for treasure. Well, maybe I will. I'm going to have him search for treasure right there. Dang it. Hazard. While you are searching, a hidden arrow shoots from the wall, striking you. You lose 1 body point and your turn is over. Return this card to the bottom of the deck. Crap. Alright, well, at least it's not a pit that everybody has to jump. I'm going to try... I can't remember Backlog Vault if you were there on Friday when I announced Summer Insanity, an event this year that will involve me doing a live stream, the length of which and the craziness of activities involved will be dependent on how many subscribers the Christian Geek Central YouTube channel has by June 1st. So that's going to be interesting. But one of the things that's high up in the unlocks is me doing the Truffle Shuffle, which I really, really do not want to do because I am prideful. But if it starts looking like we're going to get there, that'll motivate my diet. So I can minimize the amount of flab that I'm flapping around while performing the Truffle Shuffle during Summer Insanity. If you're watching the archived version of this, there will no doubt be a link below the video for more information about Summer Insanity. But anyway, yikes, we'll see. Rugged Warrior says, I just started doing OMAD diet on the 1st. I've heard of that, and I've thought about it's similar to the 24-hour fast thing, but kind of every day. OMAD standing for 1 meal a day. And I believe it's not literally one meal, it's like whatever you want to eat within a certain number of hours. I can't remember, how many hours is that, Rugged Warrior? Is it 3 hours, 4 hours, or something smaller than that? I don't remember. But, yeah, I don't know how long you need to do that before it kicks in, but I've thought about combining that with keto and seeing what that might do for me. I don't know. It does change things for how I have meals with family. That it means that when I'm doing something like that, a fast or something, or I'm just not eating unless I'm hungry, sometimes I'll do that, then it involves me still sitting at the table with my family while they eat. And I'm also the one preparing the meals, so it's especially difficult if I'm fasting and preparing meals that are very smellilicious. Then I just sit at the table and drink water while they enjoy the delicious food I made for them. So that can be a challenge, but that's not a very regular thing. Elf is up next. Here we go, Elf. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's open the door. Let's do it. What do we got here? I can move this back over here now that we don't have a giant elemental blocking the view. There we go. That works. Alright, so the door's open. Oh crap, it's on! It is on! Ulug's in this room! Okay. It's getting serious now. My gosh. But even after I kill him, I'm going to go back and do a clean sweep of the dungeon. That's just what we do. Good gravy. Okay. So, I will use... I'll use a black painted version of an orc for Ulug. They do have a version. Oops, wrong room. Oh, I actually pulled it out. They made a version of the orc mini in HeroQuest that has a notched blade. You can see his big nasty blade has a notch in it. And this one I also painted black. I got a second copy of HeroQuest from the friend that I'd been playing with for years. He just donated the copy to me because he wasn't using it. Yeah, he didn't have anybody else he was playing the game with. And so since we were doing a bunch of homebrew quests at that point that I was writing, I wanted to have stronger versions of enemies that would have special abilities and stuff like that. And so to differentiate them, I just went nuts with a Sharpie. I know, sacrilege. Well, I guess maybe not with minis. A lot of people, have no qualms. They could repaint this or whatever. But I just went nuts with a black Sharpie on a number of the minis from the game so that I could have black versions that he would know, ooh, okay, this is an extra dangerous one, an extra scary one, And so this... But otherwise, they tell you in the instructions to use the orc with the notched sword to differentiate Ulug from other orcs. And there are a number of times in HeroQuest where there's a special orc, a leader orc or something that has boosted stats of some kind, and you use the one with the notched weapon. But anyway, so he's going to go right there. Now we also have 2 goblins and 1 chaos warrior. Let's see if these things remain goblins or not. What do we get? We got a 6. Oh, I got to roll again. It's got to be a 1 through 4. Okay, 2. Okay, instead of 2 goblins, we have 1 Ferrox. And I had never heard of Ferroxes before. They might be unique to Descent. I don't know if they exist in fantasy lore elsewhere. But in Descent, they have the bleed ability. Let's see, I'll put him right there. Let's see what kind of stats I gave him. He has an attack. Oh my gosh. He's got an attack of 4, a defend of 2, a body of 2, mind of 2, move 10. He has the ability Famished Flesh Eater. Orcs have Flesh Eater. He has Famished Flesh Eater. And the automatic ability Leech. Oh, I think I remember what that does. All right, well, let's review. Famished Flesh Eater. It's basically just a better version of Flesh Eater, which triggers bleed. So it activates on a 3 to 6 instead of like a 4 through 6. It activates on, if you, it'll only fail to activate on a roll of 1 or 2. Targeted hero gains a bleed token, and then the rest of the rules for the bleed token apply. So I won't go over those again. And then let's look at this Leech ability. When this monster rolls 3 or more skulls while attacking and does at least 1 damage, he gains 1 health. That's cool. That reminds me, I don't think I've created stats for a vampire in this game, have I? That feels like that's something that's missing. Do I have? No, I don't have stats for a vampire. That seems really like an oversight. I've probably got some kind of mini that I could use as a vampire figure somewhere in my collection of board games. That might be, I mean, I've got a ton. I've got a ton of monsters that I added to this game, but I feel like it's missing something without a vampire. So I have to see what I'm doing there. Rugged Warrior answered my earlier question about the OMAD window. He says the one I'm doing is a 1-hour window. Okay. Okay. I see the other question there, Craig. Let me finish what I'm doing here, setting up this room so I don't lose my train of thought. We've got a Chaos Warrior that's also going to go out. But does it remain a Chaos Warrior? That is the question. Let's find out. Actually, you know what? Have I put a Chaos Warrior out? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. It's a 5, doesn't count. 4 doesn't count. It's got to be a 1 through 3. There we go. 4, 6. Or 1 through 2, 3 through 4, and 5 through 6. So he remains a Chaos Warrior, but the Chaos Warrior, like all monsters, has some kind of special ability. And he gets put right here. Did Ulag? No, Ulag's in the right spot. Okay, the Chaos Warrior has an attack of 4, a defend of 4, a body of 3, mind of 3, move 7. Those are all the same stats as the base game, but he also has Bash. So what in the world does Bash do? Well, let's refresh my memory. Oh crap, I remember what it does. Bash. This ability has the same effect as the Chaos spell Rust, but only activates on a roll of 6 on 1d6 instead of 4 through 6. So, let me get out the Chaos spell Rust. I hate this spell. So, Rust. This spell causes anyone metal sword or helmet to become so thin, brittle, and useless that it can never be used again. So it destroys, basically, a sword or helmet. And so he's not, thematically he's bashing it. He's not casting Rust, but it's the same net result. Is he can destroy, likely, the weapon you have or the helmet that you're wearing. Can't do it to a shield. I think we had house ruled for a while that he could basically destroy shields as well, and basically anything that you could buy in the shop. But I think that was overpowered, at least at this stage in the campaign. Maybe I could upgrade Rust to Greater Rust if I ever get past this main campaign. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, it only activates on a 6, and so I don't think it's overpowered, but it's still dangerous. Still dangerous. Okay, so that's the room. I'm still technically in the middle of the elf's turn. Do I want to have him step in there? Well, Zargon only has 3 threat, so a trap cannot be triggered at this point. The elf has 2 healing potions and heal body. I think it's time to get in there and start mixing it up. Who do I want to take on? The Ferrox, maybe? The Chaos Warrior? I can't reach Ulig yet. I haven't even looked at his stats yet. I think let's try to take out the Ferrox. So, Elf is going to go right here. And then he will attack. He gets 2 attack dice. He gets 1 skull. The Ferrox gets 2 defense dice. He has 2 body. So he's down to 1. But I gotta stay on top of him because he could heal that really pretty easily, as long as he rolls well while attacking. So that's the end of the elf's turn. Okay, let me catch up on this comment from Craig. He says, I feel like I shouldn't ask what the I feel like I shouldn't ask what the Truffle Shuffle is, but please enlighten me anyways. Yeah, okay, so you must be a young'un compared to me, and have not seen, or maybe have forgotten, the classic movie, The Goonies. In The Goonies, there was kind of an overweight kid that was part of this group of kids that were a tightly knit group of kids. And in order to be allowed into someone's house, or like open the gate to let him in, this kind of jerk in the group, he says, okay, but you got to do the Truffle Shuffle. And so before they would open the gate to let him in, he had to stand up on this like stump or something like that, take off or lift up his shirt all the way up basically to his neck, and jiggle and wiggle his fat around and make weird noises while he did that. And then they let him in. So it was really cruel. It was definitely like a, yeah, that's kids. That's kids right there. So if we get to a certain amount of subscribers by June 1st, I can't remember what the number is. Again, if you're watching the archived version, not folks watching it live, but if you're watching the archived version, there will be a link below. You can check and see the info about Summer Insanity and what we need to reach for me to lift up my shirt and flap my flab around for all to see while I make weird noises. It'll totally be worth it, though. I think that's maybe 4,000 or higher if we reach that by... If we can do that in the months leading up from between now and June, man, that'd totally be worth it. Okay, so that's the elf's turn. Now we're on to the dwarf. Got about a little over 15 minutes left in the stream for today. I don't think I'd be surprised if I beat Ulig by the end of the stream today. But we'll make a valiant effort. Dwarf is going to get in there. Oh, okay, so he now has lost Stubborn Resolve. Oh, and he's lost Courage also. Bummer. Oh well. So no more Stubborn Resolve. He can't use that the rest of this quest. Courage also used up. But, you know, Dwarf is still a good fighter. I gotta put a check next to his Ring of Tempest so I know that he's burned the charge on this quest. Okay, oh, I hear my wife. We might see her come in behind me. I don't know. Depends on the camera angle. 1, 2, 3. Man, I'm glad there's not a pit there. 4. And he's going to take a swing. Going to get the good work started on this Chaos Warrior here. Okay, that's 1 skull. He's probably going to defend against that. Chaos Warrior has defense of 4. Oh, wow, no, he takes a hit. Oh, Frabjous Day, Kalu Kalay. All right, we'll put that on the table next to him so you guys can see it a little more easily. There is one back here that you guys can't see. I'll put it right here. You can just barely see it that way. That applies to the Ferrox. Let's see here. So that's the end of the dwarf's turn. And now we'll do... Hey. The wizard's turn. there's not really much he can do. He doesn't have... Oh, wait. If he gets right here, he has line of sight to the Ferrox, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's not do... The Barbarian needs to give him some healing potions. He'll do that on his next turn. But let's not, really push ourselves yet. We have spells to use. We're close to the end here. It's time for Ball of Flame. Let's finish this guy off. This is basically the Fireball spell, with no area of effect. That's a bit of a bummer. This spell may be cast on any one monster, enveloping it in a ball of fire. It will inflict 2 body points of damage. The monster then rolls 2 red dice, or 2 6-siders. For each 5 or 6 rolled, the damage is reduced by 1 point. So he's already got 1 on him. If at least one of these gets through, which is very likely, he's gone. Should I save this for... Gosh... He still has the Genie spell, which allows like an attack with 5 attack dice or something. Maybe we should do Genie instead of Ball of Fire. No. Ball of Fire, baby. Here we go. Summer insanity.
Liberate butter.